IHTN Sports.
The Braves are coming home tonight to face the Mariemont Warriors. It's Friday night, and we're here to bring you this CHL matchup. I'm Grant Moranis alongside Alex Masali to bring you this one from Indian Hill High School. Alex, we'll look at the eye on the athlete. For the visiting Warriors, Reed Mahorny. He is the junior center, averages 15.5 points per game, averages 8.8 rebounds per game, and averages 1.4 blocks per game. All of those stats are in the top 5 in the CHL. Opposing him will be Steve Bell. What do you have on the big man down low?
Well, Steve Bell plays great down low. He's a big player. You all know that. Committed to Ball State, signed his letter of intent on Wednesday, pardon me. And the Braves need him to play well down low to win this game.
Tonight's keys to victory for Indian Hill. They need to come out and start strong. Some of their games have started off a little weak, and it got a bit interesting. Last time they played, they came out strong. They ended up winning that game 51-70 over the Mariemont Warriors. Their other keys to victory, strong bench play. A lot of those points came off the bench. Cormac Dixon putting up a career-high 17 points, and they will need to play tenacious defense.
Well, Mariemont, they had to get Indian Hill into foul trouble because you look at Steve Bell, big man. They got to get him in foul trouble early if they want to get him out of the game and have a chance of winning.
We'll take a quick look here at the starting lineups for the Braves. John Griggs will be starting point guard. Taylor Woodward as well. Austin Trout, the star here at Indian Hill. Teddy Krimchak and Steve Bell, who will be taking the tip for the Braves. Bell's opponent, Mahorny, tips the ball his way, and Mariemont will start with the ball.
Last game, Mahorny took a lot of Mariemont shots. He shoots a lot for this Mariemont team, and he has to dish the ball a little bit better if he wants to win this game tonight.
Shot off there. Griggs pushes quick.
If you're Mariemont, that's not the best pass you want to make there. I know you're trying to get the layup, but I think a possession's a lot better than a turnover there.
Well, a few turnovers, but quickly the Braves get up with their first basket of the game. Trout from the elbow. Mahorny matching up with Bell down low. Bell with the big block.
There's a tenacious defense Indian Hill needs to play to win this game.
On the offensive side, they're going to dish it in.
A little contact down low there on Steve Bell, but he didn't get the foul called.
Krimchek for three. Can't get it to go, but Braves quickly rebound, get another opportunity. Off the mark as well. Bell fighting for the loose ball. Can't come up with it. Warriors push to Mahorny down low. They'll kick back out to the top and put it in for three. Number 3, Max Long.
Decent ball movement there from Mariemont. Got the ball inside of Mahorny and then quickly dish it back out.
No look pass to Krimchek. Sinks it in for 2.
I know John Griggs would like to be more of a scorer for this Indian Hill team, but he's really done a great job of getting an assist instead of the points for Indian Hill. And next year he might have to step up and score a lot next year.
Tries to dish to Mahoney, but can't get the ball off. They'll push Krimchek off the glass. And the Braves quickly double the Warriors' score.
Wow. Saw a little bit of an elbow there.
Long hits from downtown, his second three-pointer of the game.
Grant, I don't know if this is going to be the same blowout like it was at Mariemont. I think it's going to be a little bit of a closer game tonight.
Well, one of Indian Hill's keys to victory was strong start, and last game Mariemont came off very slow, couldn't make anything. I believe the score got up to 12-0. But you can already tell as the score is tied now that Mariemont is not going to have any of that. Warriors take it off the glass, and a foul is called, which will send Reed Mahorny to the strike.
I don't like those fouls called. We went over this last time, you know. When the guy's creating contact and lowering his shoulder, you gotta just let him, you gotta lay off the whistle and just let him go.
Well, I talked to Coach Birch before the game, and he said 2 things he's worried about for Mariemont. One of them being Mahorny. Like, he is our eye on the athlete, obviously a dominant player in the league. He's only a junior and he expects to be even better next year. And that's someone you don't want to send to the line for free points. The second thing that Birch is worried about is Coach Ellis on the other side. He said he's done a phenomenal job with Mariemont, and he expects to see an improvement from last game.
Yeah, well, last game was bad for Mariemont. You know, they could do a lot better than that. I think they will tonight.
Indian Hill finding the wide open Taylor Woodward down low.
That's as easy as an assist we'll ever get for John Griggs there.
And with that, Mariemont will take a timeout to talk it over. I asked Coach Birch if he expected the same game from Cormac Dixon. He said, well, the focus this week was not on trying to get Cormac Dixon to double the same thing that he did in the first game. That's obviously an unusual aspect for him to have that many points. He did say that he expects to see how his team bounces back. They came off of a tough loss at Madeira on Tuesday, back and forth, winning most of the game. And of course, the one and only Andrew Benatendi hits a shot at the end to put Madeira up and win the game. So he expects to see his team bounce back quickly.
Indian Hill needs some help from some other teams in the CHL if they want to win the CHL title this year. They'll need Madeira to lose to Finneytown tonight and then have to beat Madeira on their home court last game of the year here at Indian Hill High School.
And that's a game that everyone is looking forward to. And you can expect from last game that it'll be a hard-fought battle.
I think Indian Hill will come out a different team as well because they do not want to lose to Madeira on their home court.
The refs will discuss something, I believe.
And somebody on the far side of the court has a red light that they're shining on the players. Put the light away. No lights.
Well, the stoppage in play was coming from a fan. Apparently, someone had a red laser pointer that they were shining onto the fans, and they will get that resolved as soon as possible as they start play.
That's not something you typically see here.
No, not usually the way the athletic director, Bruder, keeps it in check.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Mariemont's having trouble keeping Bell in check. Long with the dribble drive, dishes to the baseline, out of bounds, Braves take possession. Checking into the game, Terry Sparks, the sophomore guard for the Warriors. We saw a little bit of him last game. What did you think of his play?
We played pretty well last game, shooting, but he's gonna have to pick it up this game if Mariemont has any chance of winning this one.
Griggs will feed to Dixon. Back out to Griggs. Look inside, the turnaround, not going for Krimchek. Warriors, quick transition to the other side.
Not one of Krimchek's strong part of the game, posting up. Although there's not many things on his weak side of his basketball game either.
He just signed to play at Wittenberg last week.
Foul is on John Griggs, his first.
Foul called on Griggs.
Into the game for the Braves is number 5, Clayton Hosmer.
Alex, one of your favorite players, Clayton Hosmer, checks in for Bell. How does this change the Braves' look?
Well, they play a little bit smaller when Clayton comes into the game. You know, he adds a little bit more speed than Steve Bell out there, but also a little bit better shooter than Steve, but same look almost, just a little bit smaller out there.
I'll tell you what, though, Hosmer is an animal on the boards. He grabs rebounds, tough rebounds, clutch rebounds, and a big block there from Hosmer. He'll push ahead to Griggs, finds Dixon, off the mark, but Krimchek. Few chances, but the Braves cannot capitalize on the multiple opportunities. The Warriors will take over now from their own baseline.
Cormac Dixon missed from the corner there. Last game, he wasn't missing any from the corner last game at Mariemont.
Well, with that shot, I saw a little hesitation before he released, and that was something that he definitely didn't do last game. As you said, he knew he was hot and just kept firing up until they didn't drop.
Basketball number 21, Mahoney.
Reed Mahoney puts in the basket there. Hosmer will drive, and Mahoney blocks.
It's a tough shot to make there. Fading to the left when you're a right-handed shooter, that's not going to happen very often because you can't protect the ball.
Quick give and go, and Malone will finish off the glass.
This doesn't look like the same Braves team that took the court Tuesday night at Madeira. Not as pumped up for this game like they were Madeira.
Krimchek off the mark. Can't seem to find his groove yet. Shouldn't be long before he does, however.
I think they need to get the ball to Trout here on this next possession.
The Sparks will go one-on-one. Mahoney sets the pick. Mahoney kicks out to Long, drives with the left. A little bit of congestion at the top of the key. spreading it out now as the clock ticks to 15 left in the first.
They might hold this for the last shot. I think they will.
Four seconds now. Sparks pulls up for three. Can't get it to fall. And the first quarter here at Indian Hill ends with the Warriors on top by one. We'll take a short break. We'll return for the second quarter of action here on IHGN.
Television Network is a presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department. The Video Department provides the community with educational and school-focused programming through the facilities of the ICRC.
Remember,
Indian Hill High School.
Our girls are 3 times.
Tonight's matchup between the Braves and Warriors. Second quarter of action about to begin. Once again, I'm Grant Moranis here with Alex Masali. And as the second quarter starts, what do you think the teams are focusing on?
Well, Mariemont's played pretty well. Mahorny, I think they're going to get the ball more to him in the second quarter. And Indian Hill, they got to get the ball to Trout more here. Krimchek's obviously not on his game right now, and he's going to start off on the bench second quarter. But they got to give the ball to Trout here early.
Obviously, Trout, their best player. He says he's trying to compete at the Division III level, deciding between center and Davidson. Trout. Well, Trout's shot rattles around, but won't fall in the right direction.
As a coach, you have to be happy with the shot selection Indian Hill's taking. They're just not falling right now. And as a coach, you really can't make any adjustments to that. You just got to play better defense until those shots do fall.
Well, Max Long's circus layup banks in off the box.
He's got 8 so far tonight.
The sophomore guard is really taking control of the Mariemont point guard position.
Basket by Hosmer, Clayton Hosmer.
Clayton Hosmer will get his first points of the game, and that might be enough to excite the rest of the Braves. You can see that Hosmer was already excited about his play.
He had a big block earlier in the first quarter, and then 2 points right there.
We'll see if that's enough to ignite the Braves.
End of the game for the Braves. Number 23, Jacob Fiore. Number 20, Teddy Krimchek. And number 34, Steve Bell.
Trout, Dixon, and Hosmer all head out as Woodward, Bell, and we'll get our first look at Jacob Fiore tonight.
Well, interesting to see Fiore right now, but
Fiore just short off the rim. Long pass up court for Mariemont. Mariemont does a great job of working the ball inside. Travel call on Sparks there. His head getting a little too quick for his feet.
I think it was a good call right there, just moved a little fast. Little elbow there.
Sparks got elbowed in the face by Krimchek. And finally, the refs take notice as they call an official timeout as they check on Sparks.
He's bleeding. It's all over. Yeah, they're gonna have to wipe that up.
That's so another delay in this one.
What's
elbowed in the nose? As you can see, that's blood on the court right there, and they will get someone out quick to help him. And get the blood off the court.
Nothing dirty with that play, just sometimes you get hit in the nose.
We'll take another look to see what exactly happened on that play. Indian Hills athletic trainer Terry Conti to wipe up the blood. Here's another look. You see Sparks just playing a little too aggressive defense, and the quick elbow of Krimchek clips him right in the nose. But he'll walk off okay for now. Number 24, Matt Stewart, will take his place.
I think he'll think next time before he gets that close to Krimchek again on defense. It's almost like a pitch inside to a baseball player, you know. Maybe drill him one time, back him off the plate next time.
In a way, except for usually in baseball that's possibly intentional. I don't think that was.
Same concept, though.
That's true.
You got blood all over the place.
As much as you don't want to take advantage of a player being injured, in a way, Krimchek will, like you said, it'll allow him to have more space to get shots off, get passes off, and should enhance his game.
He might also have a step on him, too, when he's driving the lane, beat him off the dribble.
They'll look to get the rest of the blood off the court.
He got all over the place.
Alex, I've known you long enough. I know exactly what you're thinking about right now. Blood on the court and Xavier.
Yeah. Two different things, though.
That's true. It's more entertaining if you do it like UC did.
Oh, yeah. That was good, clean fun, though.
Brawls are always good, clean fun. Back to the action here.
Into the game for the Braves. Number 2, John Griggs.
John Griggs came out for about a minute and a half there. He comes back. He plays almost the whole game for the Braves.
Fiore looks from the corner, opts not to try. Whistle blown.
Fiore probably should have took that shot there in that corner wide open.
Number 12, Eric Nurl, his first, team's first.
Eric Nurl, the foul was called on. Fiore with the ball here, out to Trout. Bell with a nice rebound, but blocked. Rolls out of bounds off the arms of number 33, Blake Adams.
Steve Bell looking for a foul there. Didn't get the call, but he had a case.
To me, it looked like he did get all ball, but the Braves either way will get another chance. And once again, Trout can't get it to go.
That's going to be there for Mariemont almost the whole game tonight.
Basket by number 33, Adams.
Braves quick transition off the Mariemont basket. And Krimchek hits from the elbow.
That's Krimchek's forte right there, that shot from the elbow.
Griggs matches up with Nurl. They'll get it out. Stewart will pull up, can't get it to go. Long off the mark.
Into the game for the Braves, number 3, Taylor Woodward. And in for the Warriors, number 25, Nick Malone. And number 32, Eric Swanson.
Braves will take it out of bounds. Krimchek. Feed inside to Bell. Bell with the one-handed turnaround. And Mariemont rebounds.
I do like the look Indian Hill got there from Steve Bell. Turnaround jumper, just didn't fall.
Braves not getting much to fall so far, just 14-15 the score, and the Braves unusually down.
One thing I noticed differently about Mariemont's offense this game, they're making a lot more cuts into the basket instead of sitting around the arc and passing it.
Krimchek's layup can't even go, and
Foul on Indian Hill. Number 2, John Griggs.
Griggs will follow with an offensive foul. You can tell Krimchek extremely unhappy with his and the
His
rest of
second
the
team
Braves
start. Into the game
play.
for the Braves, number 12, Connor Powers.
He saw that ball roll the wrong way and put a nice punch into the pad behind the basket.
Connor Powers will see his first time here tonight, checking in for John Griggs.
Griggs already getting into foul trouble, and that's something that you really don't want to have.
Foul on Mariemont. Number 25, Nick Malone, his first, team's second.
And Malone will get the foul call, and the Braves will take over. Connor Powers running the point now.
Powers didn't play much in Tuesday night's loss to Madeira, but he did get to play a good amount of time in the game at Clark. Played pretty well, actually.
Might have been enough to earn him significant time in this one. Krimchek way off the mark with that one.
He's just off.
Becoming a little desperate with his shot.
He has to act a little bit more like a Russell Westbrook here for the Thunder. When he's not shooting well, he needs to find other people to dish the ball off to until he can find that shot back. I know some coaches will say keep shooting to get out of that slump,
20,
but I'm against that. I dish it, let your
Braves,
teammates
number 1,
get you out of that slump.
Dixon.
Well, Krimchek has gone through just about every game on fire, and honestly, he's about due for a bad game. Nobody can be perfect, and Bell with a nice block there from behind, but out of bounds call, and Mariemont will keep a hold of the ball.
I don't like that shot there by Mahorny at all.
Mahorny looked, but dished out. Bell with the rebound will kick to Powers. Pushes forward, finds Dixon behind the arc. Can't get it to go.
Ooh, a little bit of an elbow there.
And a blocking foul called on Powers.
Number 12, Connor Powers, his first, team
That
fifth.
resulted before the shot, so the Warriors will have it underneath.
Max Long wanted the and one. Boy, well, that was going to be good if it's in the NBA.
Foul on Indian Hill, number 34, Steve Bell.
And Bell picks up a foul. The
His
Indian Hill
first,
fans not happy
team
about
6
that.
At the line, shooting 2 for
Possibly a few
the
too many
Warriors.
whistles
Number
blowing
21,
tonight.
Mahorny, Reed Mahorny.
Yeah, for the most part, they've let him play it on Mariemont's side, only calling 2 fouls, but Indian Hill's got 6.
And that's a point that many coaches might bring up, but as some other former coaches have said to us before, a coach will say to a referee, yeah, well, there's 6 fouls on us and only 2 fouls on them, and the ref's response will simply be, They've only fouled twice, and you've fouled 6 times.
Yeah, but most of the time the fouls are about the same calls. I would probably be a coach to bring it up if it's that outrageous, but the calls get to go both ways.
Powers a look from 3. Off the back. Mahoney grabs the rebound. Quick power move, and
oh, come on.
Another foul called, and
Foul on Indian Hill. Foul is on number 1, Cormac Dixon.
Dixon
His
will
first.
pick up another
7
one.
At the line shooting 2 again. For the Warriors is number 21, Mahoney.
When Mahoney lowers his shoulder and pounds into the lane, you can't call the foul. Because it's hard to stay still when he's lowering his shoulder and taking it in the lane like that. It's hard to stay still, and most of the time you're going to get a block called on you if you fall down. So,
Well, I think the Indian Hill fans will agree with you there. They're pleading to shoot the zebra.
ball needs to go to Trout here. He needs to take it in.
Good call there, as he does with the left hand.
It's time for him. Time for him to go ham.
Some contact, some bodies hit the floor underneath.
Foul on Indian Hill, number 5, Clayton Hosmer.
Most of the times, whoever falls draws the foul called.
At the line with a
I mean, there was obviously shoving both ways there, and you either don't call it or you call it both ways, call a double foul.
Hosmer will draw it, sending Butcher to the line for 1-and-1. Hosmer snatches the rebound down to the air. Just under a minute left in the half now. Braves down 1.
That should be a foul. See, that call goes back to where we were saying earlier, Grant, 8-2. Okay, they've only fouled twice. It's about the same plays, down low, taking it in. You got to either call it equally or don't make the calls on one end.
Mariemont works the ball around. Butcher will take it in. Can't get it, and he will draw the foul. Finally a call
Number 51.
on the team in blue.
His first team's third.
Indian Hill fans relieved after that.
Number 2, John
I was a little bit more of a makeup call there for the no call down low here on Trout. Indian Hill had the ball with 16 seconds left.
I think Mariemont was trying to hold for the last one. Butcher thought he had an open shot.
He did.
Obviously. Couldn't get to go. Griggs will drive. 2 feet away. And the Indian Hill Braves will head into the locker room, down 1 to the Mariemont Warriors. It's the end of the first half. We'll be back here with the rest of the action, second half on the Indian Hill Television Network. Welcome back. Second half action. Indian Hill Braves, Mariemont Warriors. Mariemont starts with possession and will get points off the glass, off the hand of Malone.
Ball needs to go to Trout right now.
The Braves searching for an answer, really couldn't get anything to fall in the first half, only putting up 16 points. A lot of attempts were high percentage, but just didn't fall.
That might be one of the season lowest of the year. 16. That's pretty low for the Braves at halftime.
The Braves find themselves down by 3 as a travel is called on Bell. Braves come out in a 2-man press. Stewart pulls up off the mark, and Bell will pull down. Griggs quick to put it up. Can't get it to go, but luckily, unfortunately, the second chance attempt not going as well. A little bit of deja vu from the first half.
Yep.
Three-point basket from the corner goes for Blake Adams.
Three-point basket by number 33, Adams, Blake Adams.
Not your typical shooter from out there, but if Steve Bell's gonna let up on him, then he might take that shot.
Trout pulls up from in the paint.
Give him the ball.
And he gets it to go. Braves first basket of the half. Travel called on Mahorny.
This could be that spark now for Indian Hill. A turnover right after a basket they just had.
Braves push quickly to the corner. Krimchek feeds down low, off the glass. Wide open Steve Bell.
Mariemont needs to find a way to answer now. Right to Mahorny. Great block by Steve Bell.
Trout will take it up court. Finds Krimchek for 3. Will not go. Mahorny snatches the rebound out of the air. Takes it coast to coast himself. Finds the point guard Long. Stewart dishes inside to Mahorny. Contact. Offensive foul.
There's contact.
Defensive foul.
Number 4, Austin
Excuse
Trout.
me. Austin Trout called.
His first
There's contact
team
every
first.
play down there. I don't.
At the line shooting 2 is number 21.
It's almost like a holding
Mahorny.
call in football. It can be called every single play. And that's the game. That's the game the refs want to get into. Free throw shooting, free throw shooting, free throw shooting.
Terry Sparks.
Birch better watch out. He might get a technical here.
Timeout,
Things
Indian
getting a
Hill.
little heated over there with Birch and one of the referees as Indian Hill takes a timeout.
I want to know what that was about.
I'm sure the same argument that you and the Indian Hill fans have been making. He's not happy with the officiating in this one, and
I'm not either.
we can tell. They will resolve things on the sideline. Mahorny will get his second attempt now.
Something Birch might have said when the refs running past you. It's always fun to make some comment to the ref when he's running by.
It's always fun until you get teed up. Mahorny hits 1 from 2.
He's missing amount of free throws here tonight, and if he would have made those, they could be looking at a double-digit lead soon.
Another whistle blown.
Number
This
33,
one in favor of Indian Hill, called on Adams of Mariemont.
His first, team first.
That ref has to call it on Mariemont.
Griggs takes with the left hand, finds Trout, and will get Long on the reach foul.
Blake Adams wants an offensive foul there, but only thing I have to say is
Max Long. his first, team's second.
Trout from the elbow. Just off the mark, and wow. Foul called on Bell. He, as others, wanted the jump ball call.
His second, team second.
I think he had a good bid for a jump ball.
I think it did too. Although the ref pleading his case that he's reaching around. That's the case, I guess, that the ref's making there.
If his hand is on the ball and the ball gets whipped around the other way, he's got no choice but to go with it. Sparks will stutter and give the long into Malone.
Taylor
Play.
Woodward plays phenomenal defense for Indian Hill. Really gets in the face of the defender.
A lot of the Indian Hill defense getting aggressive, possibly a little chippy from all the foul calls, a little distraught.
Foul on Mariemont. Number 33, Blake Adams.
Adams called for
His
another
second,
foul.
team's third. Into the game for the Braves, number 1, Cormac Dixon.
This game's getting a little chippy for both sides. See, Mahorny came in late there, body, but sometimes it's hard to stop your body weight.
Ball kicked around, finds Krimchek's hands and finds the hoop.
Teddy Krimchek.
Mariemont's shot off the glass. The bank is open on Friday nights.
Terry Sparks.
No, it's not. Saw Teddy Krimchek use a college defensive move there. It was the touch on the elbow. The jump shooter shoots, he touched him on the elbow to disturb the follow through. Saw him touch the elbow there. He still managed to find the
out of bounds on Sparks. So with the Braves down just one, they'll have a chance. They'll have a chance to take the lead here. Foul called.
Foul on Mariemont. Number 3, Max Long. His second, team's fourth. At the line with 2 shots is number 2, John Griggs.
John Griggs heads to the charity stripe.
Into the game for Mariemont is number 32, Eric Swanson.
Eric Swanson will check in for the Warriors. He'll replace Adams. Griggs hits 1 of 2, and this one is a whole new ball game with 2:45 left in the third. Griggs scoops it up, and a foul called. Birch pleading for a flagrant.
He's not going to get a flagrant on that one. I asked for a couple of those myself.
Foul is on number 32, Eric Swanson. His first team.
Ball looked like it was going out of bounds,
Is number 2, John
but Griggs decided to scoop it up, take Mariemont on 3-1, and he'll draw the foul and head to the line. He'll sink the first. Griggs, 1 of 2 again, and Mariemont will call a timeout. So just under 2.5 left in the third quarter, and the Braves will take their first lead in a while. Alex, obviously an unusual occurrence that the Braves would be in such a close ball game, such a low-scoring ball game at this point.
Well, I think a lot of that comes from Indian Hill's shots not falling early and right now. They're missing layups, they're missing jump shots. They're missing all around, and that has to take part in it. If they make most of their shots, they're up by at least 12 right now.
Do you think the shot percentage has anything to do with that?
Yes.
So you believe that they're taking bad shots that aren't falling, not getting good looks that just aren't going for them?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, I guess you could plead either way because some of their shots are good looks, but sometimes you have some shots that aren't exactly good looks either. Shots in traffic, but then you got open layups that you're missing.
Mariemont will take it now. Sparks around the outside. Mahoney posting up down low. Shot goes for Eric Swanson. His first bucket of the game.
I don't think Indian Hill's made a three-point basket all night tonight. Right now would be a great chance.
Well, they'll dish in to Bell. Gets the foul, does not get the roll.
Number 32, Swanson.
Foul called on Swanson as Bell will head to the line.
Team 6 at the line shooting 2 for the Braves is Steve Bell.
Bell 0 for 2 from the line.
You got to get one of those there in the situation, tie up the game. Now Mariemont gets a chance to build onto their 1-point lead. Wow. Wow. I cannot. Wow. I don't even know where to start with that call, whether if it was all ball or if he just fell down himself.
Bell very unhappy with that call, believes he had all ball. Sure looked like it.
It was right in front of us, nothing in my way, and I clearly saw him get all ball.
The officiating crew tonight not doing such a hot job as far as Indian Hill is looking at it.
About 10% effort tonight.
Long will sink the latter half of the shots. And Woodward will check in for Dixon.
The refs are really never on Indian Hill's side all year. I think we've noticed. Last game at Madeira, at Clark, the refs really beating Indian Hill.
Griggs off the mark, but Trout will get the foul called. Now Swanson wondering what happened. They'll call it on Mahoney. As Trout, as we say many times, that is definitely not the guy you want at the line if you're Mariemont.
Trout missed a huge free throw Tuesday night against Madeira. He had an opportunity up by 1 with a 1-and-1 shot. Missed the front end of it. And that gave Madeira the ball back with 20 seconds left, where Benatendi put his team up with a winning bucket.
Well, he'll go 2 for 2 there and tie this game up. Swanson on the baseline.
Wow.
So after 3 opportunities, a foul is called. Hosmer.
His second team score at the line shooting 2.
This one ref's just killing Indian Hill.
21, Mahoney.
This is the same ref that was getting edgy with Coach Birch over on the sideline earlier. And it's interesting, he called that foul down low, but he was at the top of the key. I do not think that's his call.
when I'm in my games, I always want to do the same thing. The ref closest to the play never makes the call. But another thing is, when you're yelling at a ref the whole game, he's not going to give you any calls.
Well, the putback good after the 2 missed free throws. Gives Mariemont a 30-28 lead. Mariemont now chance to extend their 2-point lead. Mahorny off the glass. Gets it to go 32-28 as Kripchek. So at the end of the third quarter, the Braves once again find themselves trailing now by 4.
Well, straight up, the refs just killing Indian Hill. One right in front of us right now. Him himself is beating Indian Hill.
Well, we saw it against Reading and might see it again tonight.
Oh, it's Trout time.
It's about time for Trout.
Tim Tebow has entered the building.
Fourth quarter comebacks in that reference. As we said, Indian Hill earlier in the season found themselves trailing Reading at the end of the third quarter, getting pretty much outmatched for the most part of the game, and I think they were down at 14 at one point, and at the very, very, very end of the third quarter, Trout hits 2 buckets, puts them within striking distance, and turns it on in the fourth.
That switch has to go on now for this Indian Hill team, and they'll start the fourth quarter with the ball. Although this ref really hurting Indian Hill.
Trout open at the top of the key, and I think this switch has been turned on. Student section getting into it now. Butcher rolls in, gets absolutely blocked by Bell. Dixon looks to take it himself, can't do it, tries to feed to Griggs. Mahorny on the other end, coast to coast. Gets the basket and the foul.
Basket is good by Mahorny. He's fouled by Cormac Dixon on the play. At the line with 1 free throw is number 21, Mahorny.
I've seen a lot of weak fouls called here on this Indian Hill side. Even though it's 7-5 on fouls, the fouls that are being called are just straight up weak.
Mahorny will sink the shot to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play.
That's a surprise there.
Number 25, Nick Malone.
Nick Malone
Should be
called
1-1.
with the
At the
foul.
line with 1-1 for the Braves is number 1, Cormac Dixon.
So shooting 1-1 is number 1, Cormac Dixon. Can't get it to fall, but Griggs in good position, gets the rebound. Trout looks, matches up with Mahorny. He'll take from the corner. A little too strong.
That's an air ball.
Foul on Mariemont, number 25, Nick Malone. His third, team's 9th. At the line for the Braves, shooting a 1-1, is number 1, Cormac Dixon.
Dixon sinks the initial part of the 1-and-1.
Big free throw there for Indian Hill. That was much needed.
Into the game for the Braves, number 3, Taylor Woodward.
Woodward checks in for the shooter, Dixon. Braves really could use a stop here. A whistle blown and a foul called once again.
Austin Trout, his second, team 6.
This one on Trout. Three-point attempts. Doesn't go. Krimchek comes down limping, and the officials will take a short check on Krimchek, and he will remain in the game. Mahoney in the paint.
5 seconds.
Five seconds called, a little bit of a refs will discuss it now.
They're going to get the timeouts.
Timeout, Mariemont.
Oh,
And instead, they'll give the timeout to Mariemont, as you just said. Indian Hill continually, the frustrating and the anger boiling inside of each Indian Hill fan, player, and coach. Extremely unhappy with the officiating in this one.
well, you don't like to blame officiating on a loss, and most of the time you kind of sway against it. We didn't lose because of the refs, we just didn't play hard enough. But when these calls are being called consistently for Mariemont against Indian Hill, then it builds up. And a player, it's hard to compete when you know every call's not even one call is going your way.
Well, the second half looking a little brighter for Indian Hill than the first half. The fouls 6-9 in favor of Indian Hill, only having 6 fouls on them. This game very far from over. It's just a 3-point game, but I think more than just the loss, the calls just make the game a lot slower.
Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't see a foul called there on that block.
Well, Bell with a good block on Mahoney. That's an air ball now, and they'll push ahead. Griggs takes it himself. Bell with the putback.
Basket by Steve Bell.
So Bell's bucket draws the Braves within 1. Ball movement from Mariemont. 3-point basket goes for Blake Adams.
Bell didn't learn his lesson the first time on that.
Dixon finding Krimchek. Back out. Griggs calling for the ball. Has a chance to drive, backs it out. Trout putting up a fadeaway floater, not the percentage, that high percentage shot that you're really looking for in this situation.
They really need to stop here. Oh,
Another foul called.
Number 1, Cormac Dixon.
Dixon called on it.
Team 7. At the line shooting 2 for Mariemont is number 24, Matt Stewart.
It's getting hard to watch this game with all these calls. Weak foul called.
Matt Stewart hits his first of 2 attempts. As I said before, all these calls are really doing is slowing the game down, and after the laser pointer and then the bloody nose and these constant calls, it's getting really hard to get anything sustained for either team, really. And usually by this point, the score is 50s, possibly 60s, and it's only in the 30s right now.
It almost seems like they're about to end half.
Turnover.
It's got to be a little bit more of a firm pass there. I like the look, just needs to be a little bit more firm than that.
Stewart all around the arc, dishes inside him, Horny.
That could have been called a travel.
He'll pull up.
Over the back.
Foul on Mariemont. Number 21,
And that is the call.
Now it sends Indian Hill to the free throw line, and luckily for Indian Hill, he fouled Austin Trout.
Austin Trout.
As we said before, if you're the Braves, that's the guy you want at the line especially.
I don't think Indian Hill's a great free throw shooting team, but if you had to pick one guy, easily Austin Trout. And he proved me right there.
Returning for the Braves, number 3, Taylor Woodward.
And second one just off, but
1 point helps there, though. On to travel.
you're exactly right there. Calls it before the refs. Indian Hill with a chance to draw the lead, possibly within 1, and rarely could tie it, but obviously the 4-point play, one of the rarest plays in basketball.
That's a travel.
They'll get nothing there, and everybody in the stadium complaining they wanted a travel call. Little shoving underneath. They'll find Adams for 3. Trout comes up with the rebound.
They got numbers now.
He elects to take it himself, but foul called before a shot gets up.
Foul is on number 33, Adams.
Trout off the mark again on his free throws. And
Trout needs 1 just to make it a 1-possession game.
the team average for free throw percentage is 60.5. Trout's percentage is 74 as he hits the latter part, 74.6.
They're waving that off.
Of course they are.
Exactly.
Calling a lane violation.
0% calls are going to Indian Hill right now. If there's anything less than 0%, that's where I would go.
So the Braves remain down by 4.
Five seconds, maybe.
Steal there by the Braves. Woodward will take it, and dish to Griggs, backs it out. Krimchek looks, but won't take. Griggs will. Scorches the net. John Griggs scorches the net on that 3, draws the Braves within 1.
John Griggs.
2 minutes, 16 seconds, and the Braves trail by just 1.
John Griggs not shooting exactly great from three-point land this year, but man, he hit a big one when his team needed it.
You're right, just 21.9%, but clutch there. As that could be. We've been waiting for it all game, and that one could be, and for Indian Hill's sake, hopefully is the spark that ignites the flame inside the Braves.
One thing that could stop the flame would be the refs.
That's true. The constant stoppage in play is not helping any team get into a rhythm.
That's what we talk about in college sports, more in college than pro. A lot of this momentum's killed by TV timeouts. You got 6 minutes, TV timeout. Really kills momentum for teams.
Well, in a way, the refs acting as the TV timeouts here. Mariemont working the ball around, and then a big steal by Griggs.
Wow, that wasn't even being called at first.
That wasn't even a foul. That was just an out-of-bounds call. And Birch is becoming quite furious. His assistant coaches, now they'll call the foul. They'll call it on Long.
Even though he got the call right, but what took so long to get the call right? It was obviously a foul, and I don't know how you call that out of bounds when he clearly grabbed him in midair. I don't
really know. He'll convert on the first one to tie it up, brings the bench, the crowd, the players all back into the game.
With only 1 minute and 48 seconds left, this could be a big free throw right here.
Yeah, we apologize. Griggs hits it to take the lead. We apologize, you cannot see the clock. We'll try to keep you updated. Packed house here is blocking our clock cam, but we'll try to keep you updated. And the student section really getting into it now, believing that the Braves will win. Mariemont works it into Mahoney, back out to Adams.
Oh.
Foul called on Trout. No, Hosmer. 1-and-1 opportunity for the team's leading scorer, Reed Mahoney.
Let's see how clutch he is right here.
And a lane violation as he misses. Braves will get it under their own baseline.
Indian Hill could take a good amount of clock off here and get a good look at the basket, and even could make it a 2-possession game if they hit a 3. So an ideal possession here. About 40 seconds off the clock and a 3-pointer.
Griggs working with the ball on Sparks. Now just under a minute. Braves have a 1-point lead. Nice pass to Krimchek, goes up, nothing called. And Mahoney will take it. Mariemont takes a timeout with 45 seconds left. Indian Hill leads by 1, 40-39.
Wow, they've been calling that foul every possession down here on Indian Hill's, on Mariemont's side, but as soon as Teddy Krimchek goes up with the ball, no foul.
Well, this one's shaping up to be similar to last game against Madeira. Close game, back and forth right till the end. This one's coming down to the wire. If Mariemont scores here, and you're the coach, what are you telling your Indian Hill team?
Well, they'll probably wait to see if that happens first. See, that's the thing that right now you're telling your kids, defense, defense, defense. And if they score, that's when you call timeout, you talk it over. I'm surprised to see Clayton Hosman in the game. He tends to foul a little bit more than Steve would.
He has 3 fouls. I think Steve might have 4. As you said, Alex, defense, 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 as the student section will work on your point. Ball up, down, Trout grabs it. Out of bounds, and the ball will stay with Indian Hill.
Mariemont will have to foul here more than likely.
Timeout, Indian Hill.
Well, Mariemont doesn't score on their possession. Indian Hill does take the timeout now. We'll talk it over. 32.9 left in the 4th quarter. A jump ball would go Mariemont's way. Now what are you telling your team, Alex?
As of Indian Hill or Mariemont?
Indian Hill.
Oh, if I'm Indian Hill, you gotta get the ball across half court because they're gonna try to trap you, or they're gonna try to get a steal. If you get past half court, they're gonna foul, and then you have to make your free throws. Simple as that.
Our girls are going for their 4th straight league title.
If you're Mariemont, you either try to go for that ball and either try to create a tie-up or a steal.
Well, usually on these out-of-bounds plays, Trout will take it up, but he'll be out on the court, and the reason for that is you want to get the ball in his hands. If they're going to foul, like we've said before, timeout called.
Griggs might have been able to squeeze that ball in there to Trout, but this stage of the game, I'm not taking any risk. You have a timeout, take it.
Even if he would have gotten the ball to Trout, he was
probably gonna be
trapped
stuck anyways
in the corner down there, and the Braves will have to take possibly their last timeout. We'll have to check on that.
If I'm Coach Birch here, I put Trout on the right and I get a screen for him and have him come left instead of right, because have him come left, he's got this open court in front of him that he can work with.
The Braves right now holding a 1-point lead over the Warriors. It's homecoming night at Indian Hill High School. Pretty much a packed house, especially in the student section, actually overflowing. And you know they want to see their Braves come out on top in this one. And they'll get the ball into Trout across half court, and a foul called, possibly. No? That looked a little hard. Didn't really look like they were going for the ball.
Trout's a good football player, but he doesn't have any shoulder pads on, so.
His 4th at the line with 2 free throws for the Braves is number 4, Austin Trout.
Either way, though, Trout at the line. He'll be shooting 2. Hits the first one. And we talked a little bit before about last game at Mariemont.
Yeah.
You mentioned that Trout missed a clutch free throw that possibly could have altered the end of the game. Griggs actually had a last-second shot that was just off the mark, and yet those are the 2 key players in tonight's clutch performance.
Okay, so if you're Mariemont, you got 2 options, quick 2 and a foul, or a 3-pointer.
Well, look for 2, but Krimchek grabs the rebound and is fouled by Adams.
I don't like that shot there. That's a tough shot. If you're going to shoot that, you might as well shoot a 3-pointer.
Yeah, he was just a step inside 3-point line. That's exactly to your point. If you're that far away, you might as well take one more step back, maybe grab an additional point.
Not fade away.
So Krimchek at the line. Off the mark on the first one.
Krimchek needs to hit this one.
This gym dead silent other than the Mariemont cheerleaders as the Braves hold a 3-point lead, make it a 4-point lead. And Long goes, takes it himself, but foul called underneath. Foul on Indian Hill will send Max Long, the point guard, to the free throw line.
Foul is on number 3, Taylor Woodward.
Okay, he needs to hit both of these here.
At the line with 2 for Mariemont is Max Long.
Steve Bell will check into the game for Woodward, a defensive replacement, adding another big guy as they only hold a 3-point lead right now. Both shots good for the Warriors.
Now you got time for a quick foul.
Dom Galbraith check in, his first action of tonight's game.
I would double team Trout, let someone else get the ball than him. Like that, like Clayton. That's a lot better than fouling. That's a lot better than fouling Austin Trout. I'll tell you that right now.
Hosmer heads to the line with a chance to possibly put this just out of reach, but as we've seen, not too much time between whistles. There's 10.9 seconds left, but to these guys on the floor, that's a century. Hosmer sinks the first.
He needs one more for the dagger.
Woodward back in for Bell.
Number 3, Max Long.
And Long back in for the Warriors. Hosmer sinks both. And Indian Hill calls a timeout. So it doesn't seem to matter who you put at the line.
Those were 2 clutch free throws there by Clayton Hosmer. Man, he made a 2-possession game right there. Now, if you're Indian Hill, no fouls. They got about 11 seconds left. And you're Mariemont, you gotta push it and hit a 3. I'll tell you that right now. You gotta run and push, hit a 3. And with that, you might have 4.5 seconds left, and then you got a foul right away.
Well, a lot can happen in a little time. A lot of us remember the Pitt-Butler tournament game last year. I think, there was, 3 seconds?
Pitt was up by 1, shooting a free throw, and they missed it with 3 seconds left. The guy grabs it with about not even 5/10 of a second left. They foul him, he goes to the free throw line, makes 2 free throws to win the game.
Well, there was a foul before that. I mean, it was back and forth. There was Butler, Pitt scored, Butler scored, Pitt scored, and Butler scored and ended up winning that game. All in the span of like 3 seconds. Well, Stewart will pull up from 3 off the mark. And Krimchek grabs a rebound. They'll call a jump ball, however. And with 2.5 seconds left, Mariemont will have the ball. As long as there's no foul here, there shouldn't be enough time.
There's about 2.5 seconds left.
Timeout, Mariemont.
And Mariemont will take their timeout. Well, the Brave student section going with the winning team, losing team chant. With 2.5 seconds left, Braves have a 4-point lead. That might be a dangerous chant, but
not with 2.5 seconds left.
Hey, you never know, though. That's still technically 1 possession. The likeliness of it, as you can tell, not even playing D. Long hits the 3, and the buzzer
Game.
runs out. Mariemont pleads for a timeout, but Indian Hill will win it in somewhat of a dramatic fashion, and on homecoming night, the students will rush the court. Indian Hill wins it 45-44. Homecoming night, the Braves take it. Final thoughts, Alex Masali.
Well, the Braves prevailed late in the game, overcame the refs' calls, and they won it in dramatic fashion.
And the Braves, as we said before, overcome, take the win 45-44 over the Mariemont Warriors. For Alex Masali, I'm Grant Moranis. So long, everyone.